Welcome back to the Listing Beast podcast, the #1 resource for real estate agents who are done with buyer burnout and ready to dominate listings. I'm your host, Brendan Bartic, top listing strategist, founder of Listing Beast, and coach to thousands of wonderful agents worldwide. If you're tired of cold calls, competing on price, and praying for referrals, and you're ready to have sellers calling you, each episode delivers proven strategies, powerful scripts, and tactical systems that transform ordinary agents into top producing listing beasts. Ready to work less and earn more and build a predictable referral driven business? Then you're in the right place. Let's dive in. What if I told you that most real estate agents are losing millions of dollars because they're making one critical mistake when it comes to getting appointments? They're asking for business instead of leading sellers to the best decision possible. And here's the brutal truth. People don't make decisions on logic alone. They make decisions based on confidence and trust. So if you've ever struggled to get sellers to commit to an appointment, if you've ever had someone say, well, think about it, and then never hear from them again, this video is going to change everything for you. Now look, I've been in this business for over 2 decades. I've personally helped thousands of agents transform their approach for closing appointments. And what I've discovered is that the best closers in the world, whether in real estate, Fortune 500 sales teams, or billion-dollar brands, they all understand one fundamental truth. When an agent hesitates, the seller hesitates. When an agent sounds unsure, the seller becomes unsure. The best listing agents don't hope for an appointment. Oh, please. They lead the conversation with confidence, knowing they're the best option for the seller. But here's the mistake that most people make. And I used to make this mistake myself too. They assume that the seller will just decide on their own. They ask permission instead of leading. They say things like, would you like to meet to go over some options? And then they wonder why the seller thinks, no, I don't want to be sold. Meanwhile, high-level closers do something completely different. They make the appointment feel inevitable. They assume the close and guide sellers to the next step. They remove all the friction, so saying yes just feels easy and natural. So let me give you a perfect example of this shift in action. Instead of saying, would you like to meet to go over some options, which gives the seller an easy way out, you say, let's go ahead and set up a quick 15-minute meeting to do a walkthrough. Does tomorrow at 3 work, or does 5 o'clock work better? See the difference? The first approach makes the seller think about, well, do I want to be sold? The second approach makes the appointment feel like it's the next logical step. And here's what's fascinating, and this isn't manipulation, this is leadership. You're the guide leading them to where they want to go. Because the truth is, people will follow the lead of the person who sounds the most certain. Now, let me share with you the psychology behind why people say yes or no to any appointment. Because once you understand this, really everything changes. Closing isn't about convincing, it's about removing doubt and making the decision feel easy. The human brain is designed to default to the safest option. And in most cases, the safest option is doing nothing, being very reserved. Every seller, no matter how motivated, faces one mental major block when it comes to making this decision. People naturally try to avoid the uncertainty. It's not about whether they want to sell, it's about fear of making the wrong choice. Big financial decisions, it's always going to trigger hesitation. Selling a home is one of the most significant financial moves a person will ever probably make. The brain's default response to uncertainty is to pause, even when the logical choice is clear. So here's something that will blow your mind. Loss aversion is stronger than a desire for gain. What that means is I would rather not have to deal with loss. I would rather not have to deal with that pain than gain my desired result. People are twice as motivated to avoid a loss as they are to chase a benefit. Even if a seller wants to move, the fear of making a mistake can override their excitement. And then the human brain is wired for simplicity. When a decision feels complex or overwhelming, the brain automatically slows down and resists it. This is why sellers hesitate to list even when they're financially ready or motivated. This is why homeowners delay listing even when they know it's the exact right time to move. This is why for sell by owners or FSBOs cling to their strategy even when it's not working. This is why expired sellers put off relisting after a bad experience. So what does this mean for you as a top agent? Well, your job isn't just to provide information, it's to help the seller feel safe, certain, and confident in taking the next step. The best closers in any industry remove uncertainty by making the next step feel easy and simple. A short conversation, not a major commitment. Safe. The seller maintains control of the process. Obvious. Taking action now is the logical choice. When a seller feels like meeting with you is easy, smart, and low-risk decision, they'll say yes. So if you want to close faster and easier, just comment BEAST below and I'll send you my 50 most common objections handled. This is our same dialogue and script book that I used for years to set thousands of appointments, and so does our team and other agents that we've coached. So you'll know exactly what to say every time. It's yours for free. This free resource, it'll give you the exact strategies, scripts, dialogues to handle any objection that may come your way, and just understanding that there is a technique to this. There's a skill to knowing what to say and making sure that you know how to use this in practical situations, but you got to practice. I know what it feels like to want more listings, but it's really hard when you don't know where to find them, how to list them, and how to get them sold in the first weekend. That's why today's episode is powered by listingbeast.com, the proven certification program that's helping agents like you get more listings, make more per client, and receive endless referrals from raving fans. If you're serious about earning $100,000 a month every single month from listings, head straight to listingbeast.com and book a call with my team to apply. Now, back to the show. So instead of saying things like, would you like to relist, which feels like a big decision with high friction, you say, I'd love to stop by and share a fresh strategy for getting your home sold. No pressure, just a quick conversation. Does Tuesday or Wednesday work better for you? See how that feels simple, easy, and non-threatening? Instead of saying, I think I can sell your home for more, which sounds like every other agent's pitch, or, you know what, I'm the top agent in my area, I'm the top 1%, I'm the top blah, 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 blah. You say, I love that you're handling this yourself. Let me ask, if a buyer walks in with an agent and demands a 3% commission, how will you negotiate that? What's your plan to protect your net? This creates curiosity and the realization that they may need some help. Instead of saying, are you interested in talking about your options, which is really easy to say no to, you say, I work with homeowners in this situation every day. Let me stop by to go over my program, my proven strategy. You'll have more clarity whether you decide to sell or not. Does today at 3 work or is tomorrow at 1 work better for you? You got to position this meeting as a logical, helpful next step. Now, here's an advanced strategy top closers use, the fear of loss bias. Remember, people are twice as motivated by avoiding a loss than gaining something positive. So when a seller says, we're not ready yet, instead of saying back, okay, I'll check back, which creates no urgency, you say, I totally understand waiting. Out of curiosity, how would you feel if the market shifts and homes in your area start selling for less? I just want to make sure you have all the information before that happens. Well, this creates a fear of missing out without being pushy. You're not pushing them, you're framing the risk of waiting. And when used correctly, fear of loss doesn't manipulate, it simply helps the seller see what's at stake. Now, let me teach you the most powerful closing technique I know, the Assumptive Close. This is a communication strategy that removes decision fatigue and works because it removes friction. Instead of asking, do you want to meet, which invites a yes or a no answer, you would assume the decision has already been made. Think about it like this. If an Amazon checkout page asked, would you like to complete your purchase? Many people would hesitate. Instead, it shows proceed to checkout, which feels like the natural next step. It's designed for that very specific reason. So we're applying this in real estate. Instead of would you like to meet, which invites hesitation, you would say, when works best for you, Tuesday at 4 or Wednesday at noon, which assumes the appointment is happening. Instead of, are you interested in talking about your options, which is easy to dismiss, you say, I work with homeowners in this exact situation every day, let's set up a quick time to go over the exact program and strategy I utilize. Whether you decide to sell or not, at least you'll have a little bit more information. Does today at 3 work, or would tomorrow at 11 work better for you? This feels logical, low risk, and helpful. And here's the complete 3-step closing formula that works any lead. Step 1, lead the conversation with confidence. It's all about confidence. Number 2, you've got to make sure that you're controlling the pace. Slow, deliberate speech signals the confidence. Let me say that again. Slow, deliberate speech signals confidence. Never over-explain. Hesitant agents talk too much, hoping extra details will convince the seller. Great closers keep it clear, direct, and powerful. Use certainty statements instead of, I think this might be a good option for you. Say, this is exactly why we should meet. Then, step 2, remove friction and make yes feel easy. Reduce the mental load. This is a simple 15-minute conversation. Remove the sense of commitment. There's no pressure. There's just clarity. Position the meeting as helpful. Let's see what your options look like so you have a game plan. Step 3, use the assumptive close and always give 2 options. Eliminate the yes or no hesitation. Position the meeting as the default choice, right? And you can say nights and weekends. Is it better to come over, or nights or weekends better for you? I'm picking between nights or weekends, not I've got some time available. Does Friday look good for your schedule? No. So here are the 5 closing cues when you hear these. It's time to pull the trigger. When they ask a future-focused question, so what happens next if we decide to list? Well, that's the moment to close. When they talk about timing, well, we're thinking of selling in the spring. That's the moment to close. When they express hesitation, we don't know if now is the right time. That's the moment to close by making the decision feel easy. When they mention other agents, we talk to a couple of agents, that's the moment to set yourself apart. And all of these are in our 50 most common objection handlers, where you can practice this so you always have a first, a second, and a third check down. When they say, I'll think about it, they're saying, we're not sure yet. That's the moment to reframe the hesitation and close. Remember this, every hesitant seller has a reason they're stalling, but hesitation isn't rejection. It's a signal that they need more certainty. The best closers recognize hesitation as an opportunity, not as an obstacle. By addressing concerns directly, reframing their thinking, and confidently leading the conversation, top agents turn resistance into agreements. So if you want to close faster and easier, make sure you comment Beast below. We'll send you the 50 most common objection handles with a whole bunch of other great scripts and dialogues as well. So you'll know exactly what to say every single time for free. So this resource will give you the exact scripts and strategies to handle any objection, so you can take listing after listing. And if even not take listing after listing, which you will, set more appointments and get in front of more people so that you can deliver your powerful program and strategy so that you can have these great presentations so that you can start closing and taking more listings. And if this video helped you understand the psychology of closing appointments, hit that like button, subscribe for more real estate strategies and techniques that work, and leave me a comment telling me about your biggest appointment closing challenge. What are you hearing when you're out there? What are you hearing when you're on the phone? I'm always happy to help in any way that I possibly can. I read every single comment, and I want to make sure that you succeed. Remember, you're not asking for business. You're leading sellers to the best decision that they can possibly make. So, thank you again for watching, and make sure you check out the next video where you're going to learn even more strategies on how to work less and make more. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Listing Beast podcast. If today's episode helped you level up your listing game, take 30 seconds to share this episode with another agent who wants to get more listings, make more per client, and receive endless referrals from raving fans. And if you're dead serious about earning $100K a month every month from listings, head straight to listingbeast.com and book your call with my team. Our proven Listings Beast certification program can take your business from good to unstoppable. I'm Brendan Bartic, and I'll see you right back here on the Listing Beast podcast.